The Treaty of Arcturus was supposed to end all wars. Humanity had surrendered its military fleet, decommissioned its weapons, and accepted the Confederation's promise of eternal peace. That was 40 years ago. Today, peace was burning. The Carvax Dominion had waited patiently, watching humanity disarm, watching them grow soft. When they finally struck, it wasn't a war, it was an extermination. Earth's orbital defenses, limited to police vessels and mining tugs, lasted 17 minutes. President Marcus Kane stood in the emergency bunker beneath Geneva, watching his world die on a dozen screens. No military, no weapons, no hope. Then Admiral Victoria Cross walked in, still wearing a uniform that technically hadn't existed for 4 decades. "Mr. President," she said calmly, "I need authorization code Omega Black." Kane stared at her. "That code was deleted after the treaty." "It doesn't." "It does," Cross interrupted. "Because some of us remembered what humanity always forgets. Peace only lasts until someone decides to break it." She placed a data chip on the table. 40 years ago, when we signed the treaty, 12 of us disappeared. The official story said we retired. The truth, she smiled grimly, we became ghosts. The data chip projected a hologram, a massive vessel hidden inside a hollowed asteroid in the Kuiper Belt, surrounded by debris and ice, invisible to every sensor sweep the Confederation had ever conducted. The retribution. We violated the treaty, Cross admitted. We hit Earth's most powerful warship, kept it maintained, kept it crewed. We've been out there for 40 years, waiting, training, hoping we'd never be needed. Kane felt something between horror and hope. One ship against the Carvax Armada. One ship they don't know exists, Cross corrected. One ship with 40 years of upgrades they've never seen. And one crew who spent 4 decades getting very. The authorization took 30 seconds. Cross was gone in 60. The Carvax fleet commander, Warlord Thrax, watched Earth cities burn with satisfaction. Humanity had been neutered by their own treaty. This wasn't conquest, it was cleanup. His tactical officer's scream came without warning. Massive energy signature. Something's coming out of the debris field. The retribution emerged from the asteroid like a predator from ambush. Its stealth coating sloughed away in burning fragments, revealing a hull that was half warship, half nightmare. Weapons that shouldn't exist. Shields powered by reactors that violated 3 different arms treaties. Technology that humanity had continued developing in secret while the galaxy thought them defenseless. Carvax fleet. Cross's voice filled every channel. This is UNSC Retribution. We are Earth's last warship, and you just made us your worst mistake. The Retribution didn't announce its attack. It simply fired. Railguns accelerated slugs to 15% light speed. Plasma lances burned through Carvax shields like they weren't there. Missile pods launched swarms that moved with AI-guided precision. And something new, something the crew had spent 40 years perfecting, tore through space. Gravity wells that crushed ships like tin cans. Thrax watched his fleet disintegrate. How? The treaty. The treaty made us weak, Cross replied, her face appearing on a screen. But we remembered something important. Humans are very good at lying when survival is on the line. 300 Carvax ships had entered Sol System. 27 made it out. The Retribution pursued them all the way to the hyperspace jump point, making sure every survivor understood one message. Earth had never been defenseless. They'd just been patient. When Cross returned to Earth orbit, she found not condemnation, but celebration. The Confederation demanded explanations. Humanity's a treaty that led to our near extinction. We'd do it again. The galaxy learned 2 lessons that day. First, never assume humanity will stay disarmed just because they promised. Second, some promises aren't worth keeping when survival is at stake. The Retribution remained on active duty, no longer hidden. Its very existence a reminder that humanity had learned the most important lesson of all. Trust in peace, but prepare for war. Because the galaxy was full of species who would mistake kindness for weakness. And humanity was done making that mistake. Admiral Cross stood on her bridge,